So here's a story my grandfather told me a couple times. Um, he was in the service. He was in the Air Force. He had the tail gunner position. He never saw combat, so he never considered himself a veteran. He was in the Air Force during the Korean conflict, but because he never saw combat, he never considered himself a veteran. Um, he's told me the story of how his friend actually held General Dwight D. Eisenhower at gunpoint one time and got away with it. And the circumstances actually uh, kind of warranted it. And Dwight D. Eisenhower was, in fact, a five-star general at the time because it was the Korean conflict. Um, so what happened is his friend was on guard duty, and I'm guessing it was a post or something, some post, and he was on guard duty, and he was on the guard duty way too long. Uh, he had been on guard duty for 72 hours. They never relieved him. Um, so it was raining really heavy, it's heavy rain. Everything's obscured. And so there's a car coming up, a vehicle. It must have been Jeep or something, but a vehicle's coming up to the post. And of course, that my grandfather's friend being on guard duty orders them to halt, and it comes to the point where he has to lower his rifle to get them to halt. And the driver's like, "Do you realize who I have in here? I have General Dwight D. Eisenhower." And my grandfather's friend basically yelled back, "I don't care if you've got the goddamn president in there. My orders are to stop whoever comes close," or something like that, whoever approaches. Because those are his orders. And the driver just turns to Dwight D. Eisenhower and says, "Can you believe he wants us to get out of the car?" Something like that. And Eisenhower said, "Right now, he's in charge." So, yeah, Eisenhower and the driver, and I don't know if there's anyone else in the vehicle, got out, and my grandfather's friend, saluted. And Dwight E. Eisenhower asked my grandfather's friend um, how long he'd been on duty, and he said 72 hours, sir. And Dwight D. Eisenhower got him relieved immediately. He made a call, and he got relieved right away. So he just got something to eat and went to bed. Uh, but, yeah, that's the story my grandfather told of how his friend got away with holding General Dwight D. Eisenhower at gunpoint. Um, it was just in line of duty, and of course, if he had known it was Dwight D. Eisenhower or any legitimate person, he wouldn't have done it. But his orders were to halt any person, and he didn't know who it was because obviously it was raining and there was obscurity, and he had no idea who it was. So for security reasons, he had to get them to halt until they identified themselves. But yeah, that's just an interesting story. I can't tell if it's true or not, but that's an interesting story. My grandfather told me about how his friend once held General Dwight D. Eisenhower at gunpoint.